So something really, really cool arrived just now via FedEx. Ooh, there it is. Yo, what's up, B&H? Oh man, there's more. I need some shoes. Can you guys guess what this is? Let me know in the comments. What do you think it is? It is for my studio, duh. But what do you think it is? Remember my studio tour video? I talked a little bit about this light and how it's my key light. I use it for all my videos, but unfortunately, it totally obstructs the usage of this door. Like, I can't open it past this because of this light stand. So the other thing about this light stand is that technically with the weight of this light and everything on it, it should be on a C-stand, and this is just a standard light stand, and you can see it's kind of bending. So one day you might turn on the news and see a story about the YouTube producer who got crushed by her Aperture 120D and died. That was dramatic, but obviously this thing is on its last limb. Like, if I push it any harder, that thing is gonna totally fall on top of my whole setup. So I told you I was looking for options on how to mount my light. Having these stands here just takes up too much space. So I found a mounting solution without having to drill holes in my house. One trip, always. This is pretty sturdy. Think of like your shower curtain pole, how it's like pressure based. They don't necessarily drill it to the wall. It's just pops in place with pressure and holds the weight. So these are specifically made with renters in mind, as well as just like temporary studio locations. Backdrops, lights, whatever. By the way, this is not sponsored. But I'm totally selling this product right now. Long story short, these poles will let me mount things to my ceiling or wherever I want them without having to drill holes, and have the weight capacity to hold my light and my microphone and anything else that I want to do. So you're not going to be able to see this from this angle, but this feels so much more comfortable. I don't have to worry about any light stands, extension cables showing in the background, and the light doesn't feel like it's gonna fall on top of my desk and on my face in the middle of a video. So far, my 24-hour review, highly recommend the Very poles. It's a great solution to mount things, especially if you're trying to do YouTube videos and stuff like that in a small space. Like I said, this is not sponsored, but I figured I would let you guys know because this is kind of a game changer for my space. This video is not sponsored by them, but it is, however, sponsored by one of my favorite partners, DistroKid. So in case you missed it in my last video, I'm releasing an album. It comes out next Friday, May 7th. We're already ranking number 7 on R&B pre-orders on iTunes, number 1 in Latino pre-orders. So thank you to everybody who has already pre-ordered it. Don't forget to use the link in the description to pre-save it. But if you're wondering how I release this music and how I've released all of my previous tracks, they have been using DistroKid. DistroKid is basically a distribution platform where you can upload your music and they'll distribute it to all online stores and digital streaming services. The best thing about it is that you don't have to pay for every single song or album that you upload. You literally pay one very inexpensive annual fee, and you can upload as many songs and as many albums under one artist as you want. They don't take a cut from your royalties. You get all of the revenue from your streams, from your purchases, and it is just super easy to work with. I recently released a single that was leading up to the album, and one of the features that I loved using was the hyperfollow. And basically, as soon as you've uploaded your album and your music and it's being distributed to all of the streaming platforms, you instantly get a unique URL, a link that you can customize and put all the links to the different stores that you want to. So Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play. It includes the pre-save option for Spotify, which is super huge to get those streams on the day of your release. So if you're looking to release music like I am, Don't forget to use DistroKid. There's a link in the description for 7% off your first year, and do it. You're not gonna regret it. Now that we've got everything set up in the studio, I figured I'm gonna start working on some music. I uploaded a piece of me making this video on Instagram and you guys loved it, so I'm gonna share it with you here, and we're gonna work together to add some vocals. And as I'm adding the vocals, I'm gonna show you the trick I use to save some CPU, especially when you're starting to add your vocals to your beat. So basically, I started with this piano sound called Cinema Layer inside of Analog Lab, and this is the riff that I played. Added a quick snare and a kick. And then I found this perfect hi-hat loop. I just had to put it in there. So this is what it sounds like all together. I found this snare drum riser that I really liked, and it kind of helps build momentum into the same chord progression. So this is what it sounds like. So I just put it at the end of the loop, and so all together, this is what we got going on here. So I've got that melody in my head. I think that's what we're gonna use for the vocals. But before I add the vocals, let me show you the trick to make sure that you're not killing your CPU every time you add a vocal track. And this is gonna seem very simple at first, but it's easy to fall into the trap of not doing this. So I'm gonna show you real quick. So basically you add a new audio track, you slap your vocal chain on it, which if you're interested in my vocal chain, link in the description, and you record your vocal, right? Let's record a vocal real quick. Okay, so we recorded a quick vocal. Let's take a listen. Okay, so now we want to add another track of vocals on top of this. What do? We just duplicate this track. Boom, let's just record on that track, right? Wrong. See, what's happening here is that each vocal track that you're duplicating has a whole other copy of the same vocal chain, which means your computer is trying to process this vocal chain and this vocal chain. But if you're keeping the same vocal chain on your vocal tracks, why not have them bust over to just one stack track? So what you want to actually do here is create a stack track, which you just select the tracks that you want to create a stack track with and do create track stack. Essentially what this is doing is creating a bus for all of these tracks to go to. And what you can do then is move your vocal chain over to the actual sum track. So let's move this over here. And now all we have is just one set of all of these plugins, and they're going to affect every single track in that summing track. That is one of the easiest ways to save on CPU. A lot of people are always asking me the specs of my computer and why my computer doesn't like skip and like have a huge amount of latency. And you can do this really easily. It's just little efficiencies that you can find here and there. And one of the biggest things is just bussing out your effects. So anything that's going to use the same plugin effects with the same settings, bust them out or put them in the summing track, because then you only have one copy of those plugins functioning through your CPU. And that way it's not choking your system. I could have like 25 different vocal takes under the same stack track and it's not going to skip a beat. where if I actually duplicate the tracks over and over again and each of them have their own vocal chain on them, you're just adding more and more work for your processor to do and handle. And that's when you start having issues with latency and clicks and pops and all sorts of weird things happening to your system because it can't handle it. If you guys want to hear the vocals to this song with the full lyrics, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll show you guys in the next video. But there's an easy tip for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future videos. And don't forget to pre-order my album. Link is in the description. And that's it for today. If you decide to buy the Vari-Pulls, let me know in the comments, or if you already have them, let me know if you still love them. I've only had them for 24 hours and I'm already feeling like so much better in my space. Thank you so much for your support. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future videos. And as always, if you ever have any questions or want to see more content, check me out on Instagram. Keep making beats.